Well, folks, as you can see, the tomato plants are now all dead. This garden is basically all dead now too. We had frost the last 4 nights in a row, about 3 weeks early this year compared to when it normally is. And so what I did was I was in here before the first night of the frost, picking as many of the starting to ripen and the green tomatoes that look like they were pretty mature as I could, and I'll show you those in a little bit. But I salvaged what I could. I'm hoping that they will ripen in the house, but you can see what's left on the vines here, especially the cherry tomatoes. They just continue to grow and grow and grow. But what you can see is because we had this early frost, it curtailed the tomato crop. This would have been probably the most proficient crop that I've had in a number of years if I didn't have to quit when I did. But we'll see what happens to the green ones in the house. So yeah, it was just, that was the kind of year it was. You know, we had frost the night of May 31st into June 1st, so I couldn't put the plants out for at least being a week late putting them out. And then 3 weeks before normally they get hit with frost and die. So given the contracted growing season, I guess we did pretty well, and I'll show you some more of that. But I just wanted to show you what happened here with the plants, and of course not just the tomato plants, but it also destroyed what was left of the green and wax beans. You can see there was still a lot on there too. I mean, we picked more than we wanted, but it was a good year for them too. So at any rate, you have this with farming and gardening and being out in the country. You just can't predict the weather. And given the way 2020 has gone so far throughout this year, why am I not surprised? So I'll give you more as part of this video in just a little bit here. Thanks for watching. So here's what's left of the tomato harvest. As you can see, these salad type tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, and I actually just refilled this table with tomatoes that are starting to ripen. I did a batch of spaghetti sauce today. Well, you'll see that in another part of the video. But took almost all the tomatoes that were on here for that batch, and so this will be at least another full batch. But guess what? If you look down here, I have 3 laundry baskets full of green tomatoes and a box almost full of green tomatoes. So, and some of them are actually starting to ripen a little bit, which is good. We'll see what happens. I was told that if you can ripen green tomatoes, if you bring them inside out of the sunlight, keep them between 55 and 70 degrees and give them time. Now, they also had other things about wrapping them in paper or putting a ripe banana with them to speed up the ripening process. But I'm not worried about that. If I can get these to gradually ripen over the next couple weeks, that makes it more manageable to do these batches of spaghetti sauce. We haven't done any tomato juice yet, so my guess is probably some of this, if these ripen, these will turn out to be tomato juice, canned tomato juice. So we'll see what happens, but I'll show you the sauce that we're cooking tonight too. So just wanted to give you a picture of what I was able to salvage from the garden. You already saw how much was left on the vine, but a lot of those were either somewhat damaged, somewhat blighted. I mean, I didn't worry about trying to get every tiny little green cherry tomato. That would have been crazy. But we really have processed a lot of tomatoes this summer, and we have a lot more to go if they will ripen properly. We'll let you know how it goes. Yes, the tomato harvest continues here. Trying to use up what we're getting. Here's another batch in progress. This is the final cook down before we start to add things to the mix. This should be another 7-8 quarts of spaghetti sauce, and we have plenty in the freezer now, so this is all going to be pressure canned, so canned in a pressure cooker, I should say. But well, you already saw that the frost has killed all the plants off, and what we have in the house is what we have in the house. So I don't know how many more batches we'll get like this if all those green tomatoes decide to ripen, but we'll see. So thank you for watching, and we'll give you an update. We can show you exactly how much we were able to put away this year.